congratulations. I think this is really an original movie. You know, daughter of Philippine immigrants breaks into or tries to break into one of the last bastions of white America, country music.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, no, it's our director Diane had this amazing vision and she lived through a lot of it herself. So it was really a cool autobiographical slash inspirational film of what she experienced as a child, Filipina growing up in Texas. But yeah, you're right. I never thought about the fact that it's like one of the last legs of like, like white music culture in America. That's so interesting. Yeah.
How how much of an anomaly is an Asian American woman in country music? Would you say? I mean,
Oh my God, I would think the first person I saw in it was my character. Like you don't see anybody doing that unless you see a Filipino singing a cover of Dolly Parton's "I Will Always Love You." Like that's not really a thing when it comes to original music and whatever. So this is gonna be hopefully a huge like precedent for many things that Asian Americans feel like they can do. Because if anything, this is like the weirdest one to like break into country music. Yeah, it's so interesting.
why did you feel compelled to make this movie?
Well, I was just kind of given the script by Diane when we first had our first in-person meeting, and I didn't actually remember getting an offer. I just remember her saying like, "This, you are Rose, you are Rose," and being like, "Okay, I guess that we're doing this film." Um, I just thought it would be important to have representation, like selfishly for myself. It was awesome to have like to have Diane trust me, but also for millions of Asian Americans or people who identify with Rose when it comes to being the minority in a place that doesn't always understand how to approach people that don't look like them out of ignorance. Not everyone knows how to do that quite yet. So this is a huge movie when it comes to like, I mean, how to approach people of color and how to learn how to encourage people regardless of what they look like you know and I would also say that like people who relate with Rose need the reminder constantly that they can do anything they want to do. I think that's the biggest message of the film.
You know, the film shines a real spotlight on the cruelty of U.S. immigration policy.
Mhm.
Who who benefits from these cruel laws? I mean, who is the beneficiary of these laws? What do you think?
No one benefits when people have a toxic and poisonous power struggle. They assume that they're benefiting from something that's actually you're creating now generations of trauma because of the decisions you're making of putting children in cages and allowing people to be treated so inhumanely. No one benefits, literally no one. If fear was an entity, then that would be the only thing that benefits from the situation. Um, I feel like a lot of people who aren't really empathizing or sympathizing with what's going on with are think that they're benefiting because they want a certain type of policy enforced in the United States, and I don't understand where the cutoff is of what's okay and what's not okay to get something done. Um, but it's horrible. If they were to see the conditions, or if they were to know somebody close to them that they cared about going through these conditions, I think they would absolutely automatically feel indifferent to their opinions before.
I think it's also really bad for the general population to look at some people's pain and
Mm.
not feel it. I mean, you get a you become numb. I think as the general population, if this is not rectified.
Yeah, it's disappointing and disheartening to see that we turn a blind eye to so many things. Like, even the fact that people are finally starting to become woke about the racial injustices against Black people in this country. That to me, there are so many things I can't I refuse to feel numb to it or else nothing gets done. And that's why I think the people who are trying to do their best to educate themselves and do something to find and choose their lane in this revolution that's happening in the world right now is most important, specifically the United States. That's what we need. We need everybody to go, this is horrible. What can I do? And it doesn't always mean you're on the front lines of marches and protests or going in front of, you know, civil offices and protesting people, children being in cages. There are so many lanes to the revolution, and I think it's important that we all remind each other that, you know, I don't know, just choosing your lane. I think choose your fighter. You know, that's what the kids are saying.
One last question. Um, how is it to how did you prepare to play country music to do such a great job of it?
Oh, that's kind. I mean, I don't really play country music in this movie. I just kind of strum the guitar every now and then, and singing is like breathing to me, so that was very easy. But I had to learn that not all country music is Faith Hill, and you know, I only knew the contemporary country artists, which they're amazing. I'm just grateful that Diane was like, "How about you listen to like Loretta Lynn and Towns Van Zandt and Dolly Parton?" And then the second I was introduced to that kind of world of country, I fell in love. So it was a total pleasure to meet country music stars like Dale Watson and go to Austin and listen to people play at the local bar. It was just a huge new experience for me, but I'm grateful because now I'm a huge fan of country music, absolutely through and through.